Hi everyone, and welcome to channel IRS. We continue our R90 SP3, and this is week number 11, where we're trying to beat Fernando Alonso lap time, which is 45.5 at Sandown Park, Daytona Sandown Park circuit. And this week I have something interesting for you. So today is Tuesday, and I've been thinking a lot about grip between the tires and the tarmac. I've been thinking about Bridgestone tires, which we use at Daytona D-Max kartings, and you know what? I found a place where I can get more understanding about grip, but it's not gonna be surface which we use usually. It's not gonna be tarmac. It's gonna be something different, and for that surface on the go-karts we use this. So I am at the place which called Queen's Skate, Dine and Bowl, but on the Tuesdays they run here ice karting. Let's go and let's have this fun. I have a 20-minute practice session, so let's see what it is, how it is work, and what we can do at this circuit. Right guys, so here he is. I found Liam. He will tell us a bit more about these go-karts, about this ice circuit, and their company Karting on Ice. They will actually tell me about karting on ice.
So basically Karting on Ice is a self-profound company. It's run by one guy. This is our team. We have quite a big team here, group of 8. We do quite a lot of ice rinks around the south of the UK, including Guildford, Oxford, Alexandra Palace and Queens. Basically we have a fleet of about 40 go-karts. We bring 10 with us at a time on a session. We run 8 on the ice. They are 270 cc's. 270 cc's, big engines. They are run by LPG gas, so it's a bit cheaper.
So it's not petrol, it's gas?
LPG, yeah. Gas.
Oh, I thought it's petrol.
Oh no, just gas now. Better fumes, cheaper. They are adapted for the ice. They have special tyres on them with little spikes that makes them stick to the ice. And
what tyres is that? What manufacturer?
I don't actually know. It is
Okay, it's not the Bridgestone anyway.
Hugo or something.
Hugo.
It might be Dunlop.
Might be Dunlop. Okay, so we don't know exactly what tires it is.
Don't know what tyres they are, but they are really expensive.
Tell me a little bit about this circuit, about this icy circuit. How is the best way to drive around?
Yeah, sure. Well, this is Queen's Ice Rink up in London, in Bayswater. It is a reasonably sized rink. We run up to 8 karts on the ice. Normally for just beginners and walk-in customers, we just do an oval track. We send 8 karts at a time.
Tell me about technique.
Technique.
Do you go flat out? Do you brake on the before the corners, in the corners?
So, I'll tell you the way I want to do it. I like doing it, and then the way other people do it. So when I get into the kart, I make sure my pedals are right, my seats are right, and then you do a couple little laps to warm up, make sure you're ready for the kart. Each kart is different. You can never get the same kart because they all run differently. So once I'm in the kart,
because they're used by many different customers,
different people, they just set up differently, and the weight ratio is just a bit different for everyone. So I get in the kart, I do 2 slow laps just to make sure I get the grip of the ice, make sure it's all right, and then I come round. So I'm coming out that corner right there. I come down the straight here. I floor it, just put your foot down right away, come up to here. If you take your foot off the accelerator, but then sharp left, that will turn you into a drift. We'll drift left-handed round, follow it round, little break just before that cone, as you'll see in a minute. And then once you're past that cone, just foot flat out again, it'll take you round and you'll go straight ahead. So
around the corners, before the corner, you off the throttle, make it drift,
off the throttle,
and then slightly come back on a power. Not straight away, but
just little taps
gently,
around the corner.
little taps.
Never brake.
Okay.
I only brake when people are
So it's a completely different what we have on the dry on the way.
Completely different, but 10 times better.
Yeah. Even with the tires which had the spikes, we still have a completely different driving style.
Yeah. They are quite heavy, but you'd think you wouldn't get any grip, but you get grip, but just enough.
What is the top speed on this circuit?
Top speed, we haven't measured it, but I'm saying roughly between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Just
20,
on
30.
the straight, but then you can never get fast enough on this ice rink.
But actually, you never drive this straight. You never go through this straight line. You always do it sideways.
You always got to do it sideways, so you're not getting that fast. But
and then today I've been so exciting, so I don't know if I done any straight line today.
It's hard to. If you want to get the corner perfect, then you've got to wave around a bit.
Right, guys. So here we go. We've got some advices. Liam, thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's move forward.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Thank
See you next time.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Cheers. Have a safe journey home.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Later.
Here is. We've done our 20-minute practice session. We've got some advices how to drive on the ice, and now we have to think something more and more interesting, and we have to think where to find more and more information about tires. Right, so it's Thursday and I arrived to Rye House kart circuit, and today here they have a championship which called RHPK, Rye House Pro Karting Championship. And just behind me, as you can see, drivers getting ready for 4-hour race, and this year they have very beautiful pace car, so I'll show you a little bit of start of the race, finish of the race. But the reason why I'm here today is to find out about racing driving, about Bridgestone tires, and the best way how to drive Bridgestone tires. Pro cars, it's a different type of karting than the D-Max, but the driving styles, of course, it's gonna be different, but we still will get some understanding how to use the tires on any type of karting. Let's go, let's see a bit of fun, and let's find out more and more about racing.
Stranded in the open, 20th place. Okay, drivers now rounding the last corner. Let's hope we all get through that first corner safely. 14 and a half rows of drivers currently heading up towards the start finish line. That is a very, very nice and steady pace, but any second now they're going to hit the accelerator.
Right guys, so I found a racing driver who will tell us a bit more about Bridgestone tires, and they use it on this is a Pro Kart, 2 engines.
Correct, yeah.
Twin engines, 160cc or 200cc?
160.
160cc. Okay, so it's not Rotex, but we still need information. So can you tell us a bit about Bridgestone tires, dry tires, how is that, what is the driving technique?
Cool. So firstly, with Pro Karts you have to be very smooth and consistent. It's quite different to other forms of motorsport where it's point and square. With Pro Karting it's all about the flow, not losing too much momentum, keeping that momentum going, and that really is the kind of technique that you have to take into the race. It's a 4-hour race, so it's all about endurance.
Actually, yeah, about 4-hour race, because I think if you're racing in a, let's say, 1 hour, it's a completely different technique because you can be more aggressive. You don't need to save tires for longer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where in a 4-hour race you have to be more smoother.
Yeah, I mean, the life in the tyres is probably best within the first stint, so maybe the first sort of hour and 20 minutes naturally. That's where the grip is. But they're pretty good at lasting out over sort of 4 hours, but generally if you want to be at the front in this sport you need to change them every race. So I race for a team called ABA Racing and we're in the Super Pros, which is the red plated ones, and every round we change our tyres just before qualifying.
So every tire is like a new fresh tires every race?
Yeah.
Perfect. Mate, thanks a lot for all information. Thank you very much.
Best of luck with your project.
Have a good luck. Thank you.
We're challenging for the lead.
For the lead?
Yeah, we're number 4.
Number 4. I'll keep eye on you guys.
I'll show you then, yeah. Right, so number 1's in first.
Yeah.
There we are, number 4. We're in second.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, mate. Thank you. Good luck. Right, so we had information about Bridgestone tires, but remember that we spoke about Bridgestone tires on the Pro Karts, where the go-kart is heavier than the normal, than the racing Rotex cars, and because Pro Karts they use 2 engines at the back, so so that's why they're heavier. That's why you have to be smoother. Sorry, can you tell me what they're doing when they're arriving here, when they're driving into here? What was happening?
They get weighed.
Oh, it just scales.
Yeah.
So they wait here.
Yeah, they stop on there, take a weight, and as long as they're the correct weight, off they go.
So it happens only before the race or during the race?
Every time they come into the pits.
Every time? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for information. Thank you. Is that the fueling bay over there?
Yeah.
So it's only for refueling for any go-kart?
Or for racecars, yeah.
I mean for only these guys who race here. Wow, that's interesting. First time here.
It's a 4-hour race.
4 hour? Yeah. So how many changes, driver changes you have?
So 2 stops, so 3 drivers.
3 drivers. What? You okay if I'll film us on the camera? I'm just filming my project on the YouTube. So how many drivers you can have in the team?
Well, it's even 2 drivers. We have to stop 2 times.
2 drivers and 2 stops minimum.
Yeah, 2 stops minimum. So you can have 2 drivers, so 1 driver does double stint or whatever, and we have 3 drivers, so we do like an hour 20 each. So after 1 hour 20, one guy comes in, he fuels up,
and then I'll jump in the car. After 1 hour 20, I'll fuel up again, and then the other driver will jump on and you finish the race.
And the pit lane open after a certain time, or
It just opens after the start. So
after the start?
So if you got any issues, you can come in and just do whatever.
Okay. And you use Bridgestone tires, yes?
Bridgestone YDSs, I think. Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit Bridgestone tires on the Pro Course? What is the driving technique? What?
I don't really know. I never drove any other tires, so I don't know.
So how you drive the Bridgestone? Do you have to be smooth, aggressive?
It depends a lot on the setup as well. So if you set up a car, let's say ourselves, you have to be really smooth to get the most out of the tires. But some drivers, we're just going sideways all the time and we're going fast as well. Yeah.
Really?
It's all like all different setups. It works with everything.
Okay, but I think to be the fastest one with the best setups, you still have to be smooth.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
On the Pro cars.
Yeah.
Because I think the
There's
back
not enough power as well to pull out.
and the back is very heavy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Got it. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Good luck.
Now have a gap with this up there.
Is it just a tire change?
Back through.
Oh, truck road broken. Okay, but you're still gonna come back and race. Sorry.
I'm not getting out of the way here.
And where you qualified? Where you qualified? Where you started?
At the back of the grid.
At the back of the grid. Okay, so you're not losing. You're not losing a lot.
Down anything, so.
I'm first time here. I first time see the RHPK. It's very exciting. It's very interesting. What is your team name?
Wix Racing.
Sorry?
Wix Racing.
Wix Racing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Good luck, guys. Thank you very much. Here at Right House karting circuit, they have karting shop where you can buy any kart spares, engines, side pods, tires, rims and everything. So now we're gonna go inside that car shop and ask professional people about Bridgestone tires. How is the best way to warm them up, to drive with the tires around the corner. Excuse me. Excuse me. Is it possible to ask you something? I do Daytona D-Max Championship with their B-roll chassis, and they use Bridgestone tires.
Right, okay.
But they use a harder compound.
Right.
And I just have a question. What is the best? How is the best to drive to get 100% from the tires? 100% grip.
Hard. You need to drive fast.
So hard. When you're saying hard, is that means
Hard, yeah.
so like
Yeah.
slide in around the corner or
To heat them up, yeah. To get them going, obviously. You need to create some friction to make them do it. To come on. I mean, once they've come on, then it's just really a case of feel. If you feel like it's not performing as well, then it's either it's obviously gone past its limit, so it's gone off, or it's not getting enough heat. So it's really juggling around with your tyre pressures to make sure that they come on at the right time in the race, so that they're perhaps the last lap they might just starting to go past their point. So it's all about pressures on the day.
So it depends on the weather conditions,
track surface, driving style, everything.
Okay, but to warm up them up, you have to be really hard. Like you have.
If you want to warm them up quickly,
yeah,
then you need to try and give it a bit of that on the rolling lap as much as possible. Yeah.
So like a Formula One, they're going from side to side.
Yeah,
so
except it's a bit like the touring cars, actually.
Twist them a little bit
and physically get them going. Yeah.
So it's not like they are going sideways, but to give a small slide on the warm-up lap, so they would, as much as you can, so they would warm up.
Yeah, without obviously hitting anybody else or falling off.
And the front tires, when you're moving, they're warming up as well.
Yeah, basically what you do is come into the corner, and usually you would turn in and find your point, and then start accelerating round. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you do is turn in like that and just accelerate, so you're forcing understeer.
So I force the car understeer, so this way they will scratch the tarmac, and it's
rather than going in how you would normally, you'd really put the steering on hard to force the tyres to go and get some grip. Yeah, and so that's how you get the heat in the tyres on the rolling lap. And on the start of the race, it's hard to say because you've got to be a bit smooth anyway.
Yeah, when you warm them up, you have to be smoother, because I think, let's say like right house, one lap, warming up lap, it's still not enough. So the first lap is going to be really slippery.
It's going to be, but if you've put enough in on the rolling lap, then you'll have that bit more than the next guy.
Yeah, agree. So the most important warm-up lap, to give them a bit of slide, the front tires understeer, the rear tires a bit of oversteer, and this way you warm them up. And during the race, maybe not as smooth as possible, but around the corners to be smoother, and maybe with a slight
Birrell engined carts,
Birrell chassis and the Rotax engine. Yeah, Rotax engine.
So basically, it's just braking onto the corner. Yeah, do you know about that?
Braking onto the corner.
So you suppose you've got an apex.
Yes.
On a corner.
Yeah.
Rather than braking like you would in a car straight.
Yes.
Normally.
Yeah.
Coming off the brake.
Yeah.
You look where you're going to go. Apex.
Yes.
You come flying in, and then you hit the brake quite hard, and then you slightly come off of it. Yeah. And then as you get to the apex, you want to be on the brake.
Okay.
And then you bring the brake off and the throttle on. So what you're trying to do is get the back of the cart to do that, because it's braking. The back end tries to catch the front end up, and you want to go on three wheels. You need the inside wheel off the ground on the rear. So I try to put the front wheels and the rear outside wheel, I try to stick them to the ground, and rear inside wheel I lift it up. So this way I have to brake going into the corner, entering the corner actually. So it's actually like a braking in a corner. And a good example is the inside hairpin on this circuit here. Inside hairpin, this is corner number 3. That 3. It's 3. It's a complete hairpin. It's the long one down here in the middle of the track. That one you have to do it on that, in the dry. You have to load, they call it loading it up. Loading the cart up. Because if you go in and you brake and you come off and you go, everything's relaxed and not working properly. But if you go in and you get a load of brake on, then the whole thing's binding itself up and getting ready, getting the chassis doing its work, and then you'll equally important to come off the brake and get back on the throttle smoothly, and then the car will pick up out the corner properly because it's that wheel's spinning. So I mean, it'll come out the corner properly. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for advice. Thank you. Okay, so I unfortunately I have to finish for today for this race. I have to go, and they still gonna continue for another hour and 40 minutes. But I have to leave because I have my practice session at Daytona Sandown Park, so I have to be very quick.
Woo!